What's up guys, Sammy here and welcome back to a new video for the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 favorite paid apps for Mac users. And this list is really in no particular order, so let's get started. So taking our first look at Fantastical 2, this is a calendar app which kind of gives you a clean interface. And what I really like about it is that it's really easy to add events to your calendar. So either going to this plus icon here, or what I like to do as well is to just close that and then go up to the top here in the taskbar. We've got Fantastical 2 and you can see the date is right there. But if you click on that, you'll get this calendar view as well. So it's really easy to sort of add things. So right here, we can see that we've got a search box, but it's actually selected in adding mode. If you were to click this, you'd be able to search for something, but this part here is where you're going to add something. So what's really great about this application though is it's predictive in the way that you type things. So for example, if I was to say lunch with Stefan at 2 p.m. and see what actually happens. All of the words are actually dropping down, and as you can see, as I do that, if I was to say 3 p.m. you can see that it's changing that. So if I do that 1 p.m. and then what I can do is I can say maybe at Subway. And what's going to happen here is it's going to select from your location, if you've given it permission, the nearest Subway to your location. So we can see here, we'll just click on this one. And what it's done is it's actually put all the information of the directions. And so if you've got Fantastical for iOS devices like iPhone or iPad, that information, that GPS information, will then allow you to, open that up with Google Maps or whatever. We can also add alerts as well. So, lunch with Stefan at 1 p.m. at Subway, and alert me 1 hour before. And so what it's done is it's alerting me 1 hour before. I can change that if I want. I can add another one if I want to as well at maybe 5 minutes before. You can also expand upon this and you can add people to the invites. You can add URL and notes. But so say we're happy with that, we can just click add event and it just has a little notification sound and it's added that. Now what I can do at any point within the day view or whatever's happening and coming up, I can actually just delete that if I need to, and I can go delete that and I'm good to go. Now I can also, what I like about it is I can use it with lots of different services. So if I was to open up Fantastical 2, you've got a really nice view here as well. So you've got day view, you've got week view, month view, year view. So it's really organized, really easy to use. But if I was to come down here and go down to preferences, you've got a lot of different preferences that you can change. But if we go to accounts, you can see that we actually have quite a lot of options for different cloud services like iCloud, Exchange, Office 365, Google, Facebook, and etc. You can even add your own other different type. So that is pretty much what Fantastical 2 is in a nutshell. It's a really clean yet minimalistic calendar application. I definitely prefer it over the default calendar application that comes with your Mac. It's a lot more clean. It is a little bit on the pricey side, but it's definitely worth it if you want to keep your life a bit more organized. So that is Fantastical 2. Alright, so the next application I'm going to show you guys is called Pixelmator. Now, Pixelmator is a sort of a tool, a graphics application tool, which is similar to Photoshop in some regards. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new document. And what I really like about this is that you've got, the options of creating your own presets. As you can see, they've got a lot of presets as default presets here. So you're able to sort of do anything, choose anything right here. What I usually use this for is creating YouTube thumbnails, and it's really handy to actually have. So I'm going to click OK, and as you can see, it's similar to the style of Photoshop. So we've got the tools options here. We've got effects browser, which is different, a little different, but you've got lots of different effects to play around with. Yeah, so you've got that. You've also got your layers and your blending modes and everything like that. Now, there are other tools as well that you can see, like show styles, so you can actually kind of customize it a little bit more the way that you want. But what we're going to do is we are going to make a quick little thumbnail for a video. So what I would usually do is I would drag in my image. So I've got this little boosted board image here. It's really easy to just fit into place. You've also got those markings, so it's really easy to sort of align your image to make sure that it fits the way that you want it to. What I'm going to do now is I am going to just draw a little rectangle with some corners to it as well. And so from here I can center it the way I want it to look. And from here I can also maybe add a stroke. So I want to add maybe that, and I can actually go up to show styles, and I can change the style, or I can change the color of the stroke. So I can change that to white. I can then change the fill color to none. And so I'm pretty happy with that. Once you're pretty happy with that, you can save it as an image. This is just obviously a really basic test. But if I was to go further, I could actually do some other stuff with it. And there's a lot of actual effects that you can add to your images. So for example, we were to add maybe a exposure. So what we can do is we can expose the image, we can de-expose it. Pretty awesome stuff. I mean, it's just the way it's set into this. It's actually really useful, and it just makes it it just makes it really easy to go through and do what you need to do. So it is similar to Photoshop in some regards. What I do really like about it though is that it's built for Mac. It's really only for Mac users, but you're able to share for different services. You're able to export so to different file types. You can even export it as a PSD. So if we go under here, where is it? Photoshop, we can export it as a PSD, everything like that. It's really awesome. And it's actually the way that the actual rectangles and everything like that, it's almost like a vector program in a way. But yeah, so that is pretty much Pixelmator. There is a lot more to this application than what I can show you today. But definitely check out Pixelmator. It's not too bad on the price wise, as well as opposed to something like Photoshop. So yeah, definitely check out Pixelmator. Okay, so the next application I want to show you guys is called Parallels Desktop 12 for Mac. And this allows you to run any guest operating system of your choice. So for example, Windows 10, Windows, Linux, Mac OS X, and you're able to test out different, sort of virtual machines for different operating systems. So what I really like about this is it allows me to run Windows 10. What I can do is if we go to New, here we can actually see the Parallels wizard. And this allows you to sort of get a grasp of what sort of things you can actually do. You can get Windows 10 from Microsoft. You can install Windows or another OS from a DVD or image file. You're also able to transfer from a PC. So you're able to transfer from the network or external storage. You've also got development systems. So Windows 10 development environment. You've got Chromium OS, Ubuntu. You've got Android. And these are sort of the ways that it sort of like allows you to easily get something running. You can also install Mac OS X from your recovery partition. So it's kind of cool to be able to do those things. What I like though is that it's really simple to save states of your actual operating system. So as you can see here, this is in a save state. And what this allows me to do is it allows me to return to Windows 10 really quickly, actually, without having to boot up and shut down the operating system. I'm able to get back into Windows 10 really easily. So as you can see here, it's just really, it's just working. It does have some limitation that's going to be based on your Mac hardware, as well as, it's a virtual machine. It's not fully like boot camp, but it does work really well. So as you can see here, I've got Google Chrome, and I'm able to, sort of use that as I would on a PC. Now, what I also like is that it has the feature of coherence. So if you were to enter coherence mode, what this allows you to do is allows you to run Windows, you know, from within the Mac. So as you can see here, I clicked on the Windows 10 logo, and basically I've got the start menu within my Mac. So I'm able to sort of use it as if it's right there. I'm also able to use applications. So right here, it's like actually running through the virtual machine, and then it's overlaid onto my Mac. So I've actually got the flexibility. And there are some applications that are only for Windows that you can really only use for Windows. And so it's good to have the options of being able to do that. So what I'm able to do is I'm able to run an application like SolidWorks, which is solely an application for Windows, and I'm able to run that on my Mac. So it's really good to have that flexibility and those options. Now, one of the features that I really like about Parallels Desktop is that you're able to actually take a look at snapshots, and snapshots allows you to sort of save states, you know, to sort of test out software. So for example, there might be a software that you have that you're not necessarily sure if it's got viruses or if it's, you know, it's harmful or anything like that. You're able to save states based on activity. So for example, I've saved a state here. This was when I activated Windows 10. Here's one when I installed Google Chrome, and you're able to easily set a new one, and you're able to quickly save it. So I can just click here and click OK. And now it's creating a snapshot of that state, and I'm able to go back to that at any time, and I'm able to go back to it at any time. It's going to revert to that state, and then I'm able to use it as if it was at that point in time. So now I don't have to worry about viruses. I don't have to worry that you know, it's going to affect anything like that. So that's pretty much what snapshots are in a nutshell. Alrighty, so the next application, sort of utility that I actually want to show you is the taskbar. Up here, we can see that we have lots of different, you know, information about what the actual computer is doing. So we can see this is the network information, disk usage on my Mac hard drive. We can see CPU usage, memory. We can also see battery as well. So up here, if I click on one, you can actually see you've got lots of information about what my network is actually doing at the moment. So you've got public IP, you've got Wi-Fi, and under Wi-Fi, you've actually got lots of different options. So you can see here, my transmit rate is at 1300 megabits per second. So my network router is actually, you know, transmitting that rate to my Mac properly, so I know that it's working. And I can also see my you know, upload and download. So this can be great if you have a data cap and you want to keep an eye out on how much you're downloading. You can also keep an eye out on how much you're actually what rate of download speed you're actually downloading at as well. So down here we've actually got graphs of like basically the last hour, last 24 hours, and the last 7 days, which is kind of cool. It's a little geeky. You've got all the different connected things here and not connected. You've got down here the processes which are being used at the most. So this will value it from the most used, and then it will sort of go down. The next one is your disk. So this will actually show network drives as well. So as you can see here, this is my NAS drive, and so you're able to see space on here, and in sort of a bar form. You're also able to see the processes which are being used at the moment. So you can see QuickTime Player, as I'm recording this, is at sort of writing at about a megabit per second. You're also able to see graphs based on that as well, and the last and stuff like that. And also just check the actual status of your hard drives. The next one is CPU. You've got a lot of different details under here. You can see that you've got all the threaded cores, and it's actually showing you all the processors and threads that it's using. You've got processors, which is using the most. You've also got the ability to see your graphics card and sort of see what, you know, how many frames per second you're using. You're actually seeing memory usage and processor usage on the graphics card. Now, if you've got a dedicated graphics card, this will also show up here. So it's kind of cool. And you can see the load average as well as uptime as well. Next one is memory. So you can see you've got lots of graphs here. It's going to give you the little bit of information, processors, swap memory, and all of this other cool stuff. Now, also under battery, which is one of my favorite parts of this, is that you're able to see your charging rate. You're able to see all the graphs for that. You can see the condition of the battery. You can see when it was manufactured. You can see what, you know, the power adapter is and stuff like that. You can also see your cycle count, and this is kind of important. You've got the health percentage, and you're able to see all of, you know, basically what your Mac would see. Now, if we were to go into applications and we go to the StatMenus application, there is actually quite a lot of options for you to change. So you can change the actual skin itself. So you can see you can have it in dark skin, or you can have it in a light skin as well. And you can also change the different options that you want to have. So for example, you can have you know, change that. You can add a percentage of how much you're actually using on your CPU. You can change the memory. You can, you know, sort of show there. You've got disks, you've got network, you've got sensors. So sensors allow you to sort of see what your actual CPU's sort of percent is at. If you go down that, you can even see further. If you click on that, you can actually see lots of information like your speed fan speeds, I should say, all of the different voltages, and it's all in real time. So it's really awesome. You've also got battery and power time, so you can actually, you know, add some different things to it, which might be a little different to this one. And you can also add a whole combined menu. If you don't want to have all of this, you can just have it in one combined menu. So that is pretty much what StatMenus is in a nutshell. Definitely a recommended tool if you want to keep an eye on your Mac, keep an eye on your disk space, stuff like that. It's one of the ones that I use definitely the most, and it's just such a great tool to have. And yeah. Okay, last but not certainly least, we have Magnet. Now, Magnet allows you to sort of use the same features which you would, you know, sort of expect in Windows 10 or Windows 7. You are able to snap windows. So for example, here I've got Safari. I'm able to drag this over to the side, and as you can see, it has that snapping window. And as you can see, I've done that. It's actually snapped it into place. I'm able to open up a new window, and then I'm able to sort of snap it to this side. So I can do that, and I can have two windows side by side. It's really cool to have. It's a really quick little utility that you can use. You can also have this, say, at the top left if you wanted to, and then you could have this window here maybe to the top right. So you're able to organize it really easy. You can also go to the top here and it does it for yourself like that. You can also have it set up to go to the next display. So you can go like that. You can have it, so I've got two displays. I'm able to sort of drag it to the next one. You probably won't see that. But so there you go. You can actually have it full screen. Now, say you do have a window though that maybe is like sort of that size there, and you want to center it. You can go up to here. You can also use different shortcut keys. But I'm able to click on center, and I can have that directly in the center of my display. I can also have this one in the center of the display. I'm also able to maximize it, so I can click on that. It's going to fully maximize it to the display as well. So this is just a really quick little, you know, utility thing to have, and it's also just really good to have, because there are some times that I want to, you know, sort of compare two pieces of 2 pages of text and sort of like be able to have them on side by side, so I can easily do that, and I can actually have it so that it's readable for myself. So that is pretty much what Magnet, I should say, is in a nutshell. And it's a very easy to use application. It's also very cheap as well. So it's about $2, around $2. So very good for its price. So that is pretty much what Magnet is. And that is pretty much what this video is going to cover. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to say a special thanks to Flexibits for providing Fantastical 2, and Parallels for providing Parallels Desktop 12 for Mac. All of the reviews, all the opinions stated in this video are my own though. And I do want to, you know, fully disclose that. The other applications I've purchased myself. But yeah, so those are the applications that I use on a daily basis. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave some love and leave a like below. And yeah, subscribe for more technology videos. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.